A surprising trend is emerging in the United States. People who have already been given the final deportation order, meaning that they are officially supposed to leave the country, they are now being released from the detention instead of being deported. Yes, you heard that right. And guess what? At the center of this issue is the US Immigration and Custom Enforcement, the body responsible for detaining and deporting the undocumented immigrants. Now, normally, once somebody receives a final removal order, the next step is what? Deportation. But in many recent cases, that process is not happening as expected. So the question is, what's really going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, courts across the US, they are stepping in. Judges are saying that many of these individuals have been kept in detention for too long. In some cases, beyond what the Constitution allows. And because of that, they are ordering their release. Even if those individuals, they still have deportation order pending. Well, the whole situation is linked to the key legal principle shaped by the US Supreme Court. According to past ruling, the government cannot keep somebody in immigration detention indefinitely. Well, if deportation cannot be carried out within a reasonable period of time, generally about 6 months, continued detention may be considered as violation of rights. Now, here's where things get complicated. In many of these cases, deportation is not that easy. Some individuals come from countries like China, Cuba, or Iran, where diplomatic tensions or policy issues make it difficult for the US to send people back. In fact, in other cases, individuals may be stateless, meaning that they have no country officially that wants to accept them. So the government is basically stuck. It cannot deport them quickly, but it also cannot keep them locked up forever. And that's where the courts step in and say, release them. Reports suggest that in hundreds of such cases, detainees, they have been freed after judges, they found problems in how they were arrested and held. In fact, in some situations, even individuals with past criminal record, they have been released. Not because of their cases that were cleared, but because their detention process, it did not follow legal standard procedure. Well, this also creates political tension, by the way. Donald Trump pushed for stricter immigration enforcement and faster deportation since he came to the office the second time. But now, even judges appointed during different administrations, including his own, they are ruling against prolonged detention in recent cases. So, the question, back to square one, what's really happening here? Well, this is not about immigration. This is about the balance between law enforcement and constitutional right. On one side, the government wants to enforce deportation order, and on the other side, the courts are ensuring that basic legal protections are not violated here. And this matters because it exposes a gap in the system. If deportation cannot be executed, a detention cannot continue. Then what is the solution? Well, this question is now becoming more urgent as policies evolve and cases increase. In the end, the US immigration system is facing a very complex challenge. People are being ordered to leave, but they are not leaving. They are being detained, but they are not held indefinitely. And the biggest question, can the system find a balance, or will this gap continue to grow?